Okay. In the previous episode, I was telling you about how I had lent my ex my car and he totaled it. And unbeknownst to me, he was under the influence when he did it. And how I secured the funds to rent another car. And when I say rent, I mean borrow somebody else's car and just pay them for using it. I didn't go through a rental company or whatever. It was, think of it as like a little hood hookup. Okay. So now I got a way to take my son back and forth to where he needs to go and a way to get back to work. But I got to really hustle because now I have a bigger expense while trying to save for a new vehicle, because sooner or later I'm gonna have to get another car of my own, right? So anyway, because my ex was found to be under the influence and so on and so forth, he got locked up. So I ended up not really speaking to him for a while. Like I said, things with my people had got rough because they were disappointed that I let this happen and that I was so stupid to do that. And I admit I was dumb. So I was trying to go on with my life. Well, when he got out, of course, he was like, yo, where the money that you was supposed to hold? I snapped and I was like, I spent it and I'm renting me a vehicle so I can get back and forth to work. I do not care. Y'all, the thing was, he didn't just start talking about the money. This is where the manipulation and more of the narcissism and stuff came in. His first thought was that I had another dude, and how could I possibly have found a way to get another car on my own? I must be with somebody else, or having relations with somebody else for them to help me out. And I just took the money and just spent it on whatever. Everything I ever did that he didn't agree with, he always thought was because of another man. And it never was. It was because of him. He could never accept the fact that maybe I did things because of something he did or a reaction to what he did. It had to be because it's another man. Oh, you're not talking to me now because it's another man. Oh, you got this car now because it's another man. Like I said, manipulation. Abuse starts in the mind. Right. So moving forward, I'm working, I'm hustling, and I end up finding another way to get another vehicle. Okay. So I get another vehicle, but now I have a car note. And the vehicle I ended up getting was nothing like the one that I had. It was much older model. It was not worth what I was paying. I ended up having to go through a buy here, pay here because I did not have the best credit. Everything was just screwed up. So I was really, really depressed, right? So you would think after all of this, I walked away from the relationship, right? You would be sadly mistaken. We ended up staying together off and on, off and on. We would get together, we would break up, we'd get together, break up. Because I found out that he was talking to somebody else, okay? And what would happen was I would find out about something that he did. Either he lied about something or I would find a text message or something like that. And he would always come back with the gifts and the I'm sorry's, even crying, my bad, this and the other. In the midst of all of this, he was drinking heavily. What I did not realize until it was too late is that the alcoholism thing, like he was a raging alcoholic. It wasn't a one and done situation. He had had a history of this before we met. When he would drink, he would get violent. And when he would get violent, he would take it out on whoever was around him. And that was me because I was the closest person to him at the time. Okay. Everything became bigger when he was drinking. So I'll never forget, Easter Sunday had come up. We had gone to church Easter Sunday, me, him, my oldest son, because I only had one child at the time, and his oldest son, okay, and his mother. So we went to this big mega church. It wasn't really my style, my vibe, but I went because we were trying to do the quote unquote family thing. If we were going to be together, we are going to go to church together. So I felt like, okay, we went to church together. That's good. We went out to eat and then we end up going to a friend's cookout. We go to this friend of a friend's cookout and they have a lake next door. It's beautiful out there. We're having such a good time. Actually, it was family cookout. It was his cousin's house. Way out somewhere like an hour north of Atlanta. Anyway, his family, they're having this cookout. Everything's going well. Well, he's been drinking. He's been taking shots out back with his cousins, unbeknownst to me. I'm ready to go because the next day I got to go to work. So I need to drop y'all back off at the house and I got to go home. When I say I'm ready to go, he's like, I ain't ready to go yet. It ends up into this big debacle, right? In front of his mama, his cousins, his family. He cursed me out. He called me everything but a child of God. I put my son in the car because I didn't want my son to hear what was going on. And I went back in to get my purse. And before I knew it, he is in my face. His family wouldn't let him put a hand on me, but he is in my face and he is threatening me. What I didn't know was that this man had, when we were being grown, so to speak, if you know, you know, had taken pictures of me. And he threatened to put them all over the internet. And he said, if you leave right now and I ain't ready to go, I will blast those pictures. My family could never understand why I would just up and leave this man. It's because he had ways to manipulate me and hurt me in ways that they were not aware of. Like I said, manipulation starts in the mind. If you are with somebody and they don't make you feel better when you're with them than when you're away from them, run. If you are with somebody and they test your boundaries, they cross your boundaries time and time again, get out of it. Abuse can be psychological, it can be emotional, and it can be physical. And at this point, he was doing all three. Calling my phone every time I didn't answer, I must be with somebody else. Why? Because he was with somebody else. So that was the second big thing that let me know you really had no respect for me, because not only will you do this to me, you do it in front of your own family and not care. So time goes on and I just couldn't get out of the relationship. And then it came to the time that he was at my house. It was St. Patty's Day weekend. Remember that date, St. Patty's Day weekend, because it always comes around and it always has meaning in this story. Okay. We all go out to eat. You know, it's St. Patty's Day. Different restaurants have specials. We all go out to eat. When the kids got out of school, we picked the kids up from school. And we were going to leave the kids with his mother and go across the street to the neighborhood bar and hang out. I should have known, like, girl, stop going to the bar with this man. Stop drinking with this man. But every time something would happen, he would pull back so far that he was like straight laced and he's like, I can handle it. And I believed him, right? I just wanted to have fun and have things go right. The thing is, I didn't have the best self-esteem. So when we met and he gave me a little bit of attention, I latched onto it. So anyway, we go to this bar. And then a friend of mine called and said, hey, you know, we're having this party in Atlanta. You want to come? I'm like, yeah, let me get my dude, you know, this and other. But the problem was the friend that called me was a dude. We had no relations. And actually, he worked for the same promotions company, club promotions company that I had worked for several years prior before I even met my ex. So he just kind of hit me up. I don't even think he called me. I think he might have got me through Facebook or something like that. Like, hey, there's this party night. You should come. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to swing through with my dude. When I was texting, he walks up, snatches my phone out of my hand. And he gets very, very upset. So I said, no, it's, you know, I explained to him. So he kind of calms down. He's like, all right, let's go to the party. So we go to the party. Ironically, it's at the same place that I met him, the Leopard Lounge. We go to the party. We're hanging out. And the whole time he's being real grabby and kind of like aggressively, like letting everybody know this is my girl, like ownership type thing. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, I'm right here with you. We having fun. Like, stop tripping. Time goes on. Well, the person that invited me to the party noticed what was going on. And on our way back home, he hit me up on Facebook. Well, back in the day when you get the little message through Messenger or whatever, it, you know, it dings. And I had a little slider phone. Like I said, it's 2010, y'all. My phone dings. He said, who is that? I said, I don't know, because I was driving, right? So he's like, see what it is. I'm like, I pick up the phone like, man, whatever. So I pick up the phone and hit the thing. It's, oh boy. And his words to me were, "Are you okay?" He was checking to make sure that I was straight. I couldn't answer at the time, and I definitely don't want my dude to see it because I already know where his mind's going to go. And he said, "Let me see your phone," because I just put the phone down. And I'm like, "It's cool. It ain't nothing. Let me see your phone." So I keep whatever. He reaches across me because my phone is in my little console in my door. Like, you know how you have the armrest and you have that little space? My phone was sitting right there. He reaches across me and grabs my phone. He looks at it. We are on 285, y'all. If you know 285, it's an expressway. He looks at my phone, rolls down the window, and throws my phone out the window. I pull over because what the hell? In the dark on 285, I'm trying to find my phone because I ain't got no phone. I already got to pay the car note for this car that we in, that you sometimes help me with. I had rent to pay. It was just a lot of stuff going on. So I'm in the dark looking for my phone. He's pissed off. And he says, "You're not going to have no phone." He grabs me and he starts dragging me back to the car. So I'm pulling away from him. He's dragging me back to the car. We're on the side of 285 at night. On like a Saturday. Of course, the interstate's packed. So I guess somebody called DeKalb County. Woo woo. Well, now I have scratches on me because not only have you tried to drag me to the car, you tried to choke me and all this other stuff. We were tussling, right? I got way more damage on me than you do on you because I wasn't trying to fight you. I was trying to deflect and block. They pull up. They take one look at me. They take one look at him. They say, "What happened?" I say, "He threw my phone out the window. When I tried to get out and get it, he got at me." They put him in the car. I go home. This is how you know I should have left. Do y'all know that his mama called me going off? And she was like, "Why did you put my son in jail?" And I said, "I can't talk to you right now." And I just hung up the phone. Like I said, abuse starts in the mind. It does not start with somebody putting their hands on you, pushing you, or going through your phone. It starts with how they speak to you. It starts with how they make you feel. And it starts with how they treat you. So if you are in a situation and it does not feel good to your spirit, I'm telling you right now, do not pass go. Do not collect the $100. Run. It's not for you. Anyway, stay tuned for part 3.